All right, what's going on, BE3? We've got, obviously, interesting circumstances. So you've got me broadcasting from my home. Craig, still the lone soldier, hanging out at the office.
I've got 11,000 square feet and 3 people.
There you go. So you're socially distancing well.
That is social distancing.
and Puma hanging out at his place over there. So, all right. So interesting situations, to say the least. And you've got two total different spectrums. You got people freaking, and you've got people ignoring. You have people denying, and people going down rabbit holes, right? I see an entire spectrum of what are people thinking right now. You get articles saying, hey, everything's great, and other articles saying, we're dead, right? Like you're dead. So you've got all of this swirling around in consumers' minds right now. You have all of this swirling around in agents' minds. And I think let's just banter back and forth about kind of what's going on consumer sentiment right now, agent sentiment right now. And let's put some reality to it about it is what it is, and how do you deal with this one moment, right? And
well, I got a couple ideas on that because, we're a hands-on brokerage. We see our people, we talk to our people, and, they plug into us, and it's good. But we are forced in a situation that we are now in a work-from-home environment. And my personal sentiment is I think that's going to be more long-lasting as people figure it out, that you can really be effective in a work-at-home environment. But I think what we have to do to make sure that happens is we have to discipline ourselves, us and our agents, that work at home is not vacation. You need a schedule. I had 3 conferences yesterday, 2 videos, 1 audio, and they were quite effective. My video conference, I was supposed to be in Miami for. I would have had to drive 5 hours, have 3 nights in a hotel room, a bunch of cocktail parties, bring a tuxedo, bring different pairs of shoes, and we got the message across in an hour and a half on a video conference with 400 people.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty effective. It saved me a bunch of money and a bunch of time, saved the group a bunch of money and a bunch of time. And I got everything they wanted me to get out of the event in a concise amount of time. And I think
dry cleaner got screwed.
What's that?
The dry cleaner got screwed.
Yeah, the dry cleaner. Yeah, there's going to be some changes there, but I think we have to understand. I think it's going to be a long-lasting thing. This work from home, and a lot of times we use the office as a catalyst to get work done. And in times like this, you can't just come to the office, or you shouldn't, because we want to do everything we can to control the spread of this virus. So I want people not in the office, but I also want them to work. So let's talk about some of the things they can do to work. I told my group this morning, why don't you just shoot a static video of yourself saying, hey, it's Brian, whatever your name is, and go through all your leads. We have a database called Zap. Just take a video, a stock video once, and post it, send it by text to their cell. If you have a phone number, chances are it's your cell phone. Text them your video saying hi. If you need anything in real estate, I'm here for you. And budget that. So this is my point. So get a calendar and say, on Friday from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, I'm going to send at least 30 video texts to my database of leads, or do the same thing for your sphere of influence, or do the same thing for something else. But if you did 30, it would take 20 minutes, probably an hour at the most. And then if you did that every day for an hour, you're probably doing more than you did last week when you were in the office, right? I don't know. That's just one idea.
I think the reality is their attention is always on social to begin with. It's even more so right now, right? Because people are sitting at home, they've been cooped up, they're not supposed to go anywhere. And so from a consumer perspective, it just takes a second to take a step back, and everything that you're probably experiencing as an individual, your clients are experiencing as well. So right now, you have a very valid reason to reach out to people. It could be as simple as sending text or video or messaging or doing anything to anyone saying, hey, how's working from home going? I know you have 2 little kids. It's been an interesting thing for me. How's it going for you? Hey, I know, are the kids bummed that they haven't been able to play sports, right? You have a reason to reach out. So now it's just finding those commonalities that we should really be doing every day anyways. But now is the time to double down on that type of stuff because, number one, it's really all you can do because you can't go meet them for lunch, or at least you shouldn't. You can easily sit back and do it. And my favorite is, agents tell us all the time, oh, well, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. Well, guess
You do
what?
now.
Now you got time, right? So there's no excuse. And so what I would hope is that even if this doesn't last, which I'm with you, I think this is going to last, and not the virus part, but the work from home part probably should, the virtual stuff probably should last and become more of our norm. Not that there's a lot of value in a face-to-face interaction, but as agents, especially the more productive agents, you are busy and there is a lot of time sucks. But imagine if you could pick up a few hours a week, because instead of you driving an hour to go meet a client, you had a virtual conference first before you put a buyer in your car and drove them around for 3 hours. You actually were able to virtually have that conversation first, right?
Because you could go onto Zoom right now. Just that one interject right there. You can go onto Zoom right now on MLS, go through all the homes with them, to highlight and star the ones that they like, and then really start to drill down and save everybody hours, including the sellers.
Exactly. So now you're picking up, if you did that 3 times a week, right? Instead of those meetings, you are now picking up a couple hours a week. Those couple hours could be the difference between you shooting content, you creating more connections, you taking the time to shoot video messages. That time that you never have, you now have. So I think that what this could do for the agents that are still going to put in the effort, this is going to force efficiency. This is going to force them to take a hard look. And what they're going to realize is that if they leverage the tools, then they're actually going to become more efficient and be able to be even more productive. Of course, the virus going away will certainly help, but these things will play out long term. And the greatest thing for our agents, and I can't speak for everyone who's going to watch this, but for our agents is, from an infrastructure-wise, over the last few years, you guys and now me over the last couple of years have done a very good job of making sure that our agents have the tools and infrastructure to work in a virtual environment. We pay for Zoom. Every single one of our agents has a Zoom account. That is not the case for every agent in the world, right? So if you don't have the tools that you need right now to work in this type of environment, you should be questioning, in my opinion, who you're partnered with, because we have given our agents the tools, whether it's training, they can watch training anywhere they want, and they have been able to do that for years.
And
they can now have client meetings. Way up. Because now they're realizing, oh, shit, okay, I got to watch them here. Oh, you know what? This isn't so bad. Like, that's what's happening. And so I'm actually excited about it. I'm pumped about it because I think this is going to make our agents extremely more efficient, and it's actually forcing them to use the tools and infrastructure that we've had in place for years. This is now forcing the use of that, and I think the ones that work are going to realize that this is actually really efficient and really effective, and I can get more done by leveraging these tools. So I'm pretty pumped about what's going on.
Well, let me bring up something that's not as positive. And the reality of it is, because over on the beaches where I spend my time, mostly, we've got a lot of new projects, right? And a lot of our buyers are investor minded. A lot of them are end users, but they're end users with an investor twist, right? So the last couple of days when I've been in the office, today I'm 100% work from home. But yesterday and the day before, I was actually in the office, and I had clients physically come into the office with a really shitty attitude. I need to talk to Jeff Beggins. I want to cancel. They hold the contract and go on out. Done. And total like stress freak out mode. And I'm like, okay, right? And this happens, and it's going to happen, because if you look at what's going on, the last check before we started broadcasting, we were down another 700 points today. We're in the low 19,000 in the stock market. It's 10,000 points out. 40% of people's net worth has been wiped out in the last 2 weeks, right? And if you accept that as false, but it's not true unless you just put your money in and lost it and then try to take it out. But that's a logical argument. But psychologically, some people are freaking out. So one of the interesting conversations I had with a customer yesterday, I think will bring some value to those who are watching, is I said, okay, let's say you get out. Let's say you don't get out. Let's talk about the grand scheme of things, right? What's the biggest fear? What's your biggest concern? Well, losing everything that I have. Valid concern. Okay. Let's talk about that.
Uh-oh. Somebody froze.
Okay. Am I frozen?
No, you're good.
You were. Yeah, you were.
Okay.
You said, let's talk about that.
So let's talk about that.
Everything ahead.
He was afraid of everything because it was about uncertainty. That was really what it came down to. I don't know what's going on. I said, look, I don't either, except here's the difference. So the last time this happened, right, the 2008 meltdown, we know what caused it, but we didn't know how far it was going to go, and we didn't know when it was going to end. Right? You started seeing downward spirals and fear factors kicking in and everything going down, 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 down with really no end in sight. And we didn't know when it was going to stop. So that was freaked out. And we know it was a real estate meltdown. It was a mortgage meltdown. It was a acute cause, but no end. This time, the difference is we didn't cause it, but we know what caused it. It's the virus. And it's not just the virus. It's the fear that the virus triggered, which means uncertainty and lack of consumer confidence, because people are going, oh no, this time is like that last time. This is not like last time, because you can already start to see the recovery in China, right? This started, let's say it started in December in China, okay? So this is January, February, March, right? This is 3 months later. 3 months later, you're seeing massive recoveries. The hospitals being shut down. There's not enough new cases to justify the new hospitals. Hospitals are closing. Things are on the trend line. Everything's stabilizing. People are going back to work. The factories are open. And it was a 3 month issue. Apple opened 42 more stores, right? So those are good signs. So what we need to do is say, pause, right? This is a 3, maybe 4 month worst case scenario, but let's accept that that's the worst case scenario, that we're going to have 3 to 4 months of a hunker down bad scenario. Okay. And by that, I mean, people that don't need to buy probably won't. And people that don't need to sell probably won't, right? It's just a fact of the world, because why would you? It's really dumb to sell right now if you don't have to. Don't sell your stocks right now. Don't sell your real estate right now, right? You know, I don't know if you buy stock right now either, or you buy real estate right now, because
froze again.
Did we lose him?
I think we did.
This just became the Jeff, the Mike and Craig podcast.
I can finish his thought for him though. Don't sell now if you don't have to. Don't buy now if you don't have to. Just calm down. This too will pass. But I think it is important to note that real estate did not cause this. You're back now.
Hey, he's back.
Oh, I had the most brilliant rant in the world, and I guess I heard it.
The world will never hear it.
No, manage expectations and calm them down. Just control the narrative. So
yeah, I mean, I was having a good conversation with John Lum yesterday when I was in South Tampa, and a good point that John brought out was, you know, yes, we're hearing these reports of China. There's a lot of people that don't trust the reports coming out of China. Okay, understandable, right, if that's your point of view. However, South Korea, we have a lot of reason to trust. They had the virus spread. Their first case that was published happened the same exact day as ours, and they've already stabilized and are starting to see the trend line come back up already.
Now, let me comment on your China thing, because I was in China in December, and Bingley Liu was the guy.
Suspect zero.
Bingley was the guy. He sent me an email yesterday. I said, hey, Craig, I just want to let you know our offices are opening again. Things are getting better, and I'm fine. So that's real life. That's nothing. That's a personal guy that I know. And he has 6,000 Century 21 offices in China, and he said their offices are opening again. So I believe that.
No, that's awesome. So whether it's China, South Korea, I mean, the nice replication here of South Korea is we literally are on the same timeline as them as far as when the first case like really broke. It was the same exact day. The biggest difference there is their country has a vaccine that they were already saying, yes, go use. We have more stringent testing, so they haven't fully released any vaccine here yet. Although I'm not convinced, because I think Bill Gates owns the patent, and he was here in Tampa out at a restaurant last week. So I'm not convinced that we don't have vaccines that haven't been released yet, but neither here or there. Once that vaccine comes out, you're going to see this thing halt immensely and the fear levels die down. And I really don't think we're that far off. One of my best friends in the world is a doctor here in Tampa who said that he got word that they are in human testing right now on a vaccine as of last week, and he expected before the month's end that vaccine would start to become available. So
I just read an article from Peter Diamandis that talked about South Korea's developed one, India's developed one, A place in San Diego's developed one. There's like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
there's a ton. We just have our testing requirements are far more than some of the other countries, right? So the other countries just released the vaccine, right or wrong, we haven't, but I think that's going to happen. And so, to Jeff's point, this is so short term, but this can have extremely long-term effects if we don't do our job in being that calming voice and making sure we're communicating out there that, guys, this is going to pass. Just be that reminder, because people are stressed out, whether it's that they're watching their 401k drain, that's a stressor. Them being at home with kids screaming in the background, that's a stressor. Their whole world changing, their job insecurity. One of my best friends works at Disney. The phone's not ringing, right? And the phone that is ringing is for people who want to book a year to 2 years out, not right now, right? Which doesn't help his team make money, which means that who knows, how long will they keep that team around? So these are the things that are going through their minds, and these are all logical human things, but you have to be that sounding voice to say, guys, yes, you're right. You have every right to be stressed. Let's take a step back and say, okay, those are worst case scenarios, and we should plan for that. Here's the reality of what we're seeing elsewhere. And be that calming voice and bring them back down. And if we do that, and we do that as a everyone who watches this goes out and does that, we're going to have a really wide effect of being that calming voice.
Well, let's get tactical then. So it's a short-term problem relatively. It's going to get better. We didn't cause it. How do we get this message out? What should we do as a real estate agent right now? So I'm a student of you, right? My marketing knowledge comes from you. Video is 7 times, 10 times more effective than a message, right? So the best thing you could do is create a video. How long should that video be?
I mean, it depends what you're going to do with it, but anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds would be great.
15 to 30 second video saying, hey, I'm in real estate. I want to help you calm down. This is a short-term message. Real estate isn't the cause of this problem. It's going to get better. When you need real estate help, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Literally
and
as simple
you send
as
that to your sphere of influence because they know you and they'll recognize it. Would you send it as a Facebook post, or would you send it as a private message on Facebook, or would you send it as a text message?
I would do all of it, all the above, because we all have different people, right? I have different people in my phone than I have on Facebook. I have different people on Instagram than I have on either of those 2 places. I've got different people on LinkedIn than I have on any of those 2. So the point is, I would communicate, and now that you have the time to do it, I would communicate on every major platform that you're a part of. I would also, even in addition to video, and I know, because I'm tired of seeing it, all of the coronavirus posts from every single one of your friends. But now is the time to go into every single one of those posts. I would literally go down my feed, and every single person in my network that makes a coronavirus post, I would go comment on it. And my comment would not be, you're an idiot, you should take this more serious, or you're taking this way too serious, stop buying toilet paper. That would not be my comment. My comment would be, hey, you're right, this thing is crazy in either direction. This is crazy what's happening, but let's all remember that this is a short-term thing, and we just need to stay calm and be rational. If I can help you in any way, let me know. That would be my comment, right? And so you're just being that calming voice. You're not taking a side or a perspective one way or another, because your perspective may be different than theirs, but that's irrelevant because none of us are doctors and we're not working on the vaccine. So you just need to remind them that this is short term. This is short term. This is short term. Keep that rational thinking coming, because that's what's going to get people through it. And/or be positive. Make them laugh. Some of my favorite posts have been these spoof posts. I shared one with Jeff yesterday of the guy who does the 5 stages of being quarantined. It was hilarious. Just make people laugh. There's a lot of stress in the world right now. Taking a step back and actually either being rational or filling it with some humor. Just have fun with it, but be that calming voice as much as you can in as many places as you can. And if you just did that, if you followed the daily marketing guide that we put on Beggins 3 and just make that the comment that you're making across every platform 15 times a day, you will reach so many people.
And we'll put the link to that in the comments under this thing too. The Beggins 3, the daily marketing guide. One more tactical thing that I think is very relevant at the time. Talking to a friend of mine, just bantering back and forth on text messaging, and they're considering buying a house, right? But that's the question. Should I? What do you think? I said, look, this is a short-term situation. It might be a month or 2 or 3, maybe 4, right? I don't know. But it's most likely not going to be after that. If you were to look at China and look what they did, we may be a little slower than them just because we're intentionally flattening our curve, and theirs didn't flatten. It went up very quickly, right? So they might have moved through the beast a little faster than we will, but it is what it is. But there's an end there's an end, right? So yes, you should buy. Will you kind of get a good deal right now? Yeah, rates are awesome, but maybe you shouldn't buy. Why don't you look about cash out refi? You've got all that equity in your home. So why don't you guys figure out, why would you even want to move? What do you want differently in a new house? And it was, for them, it was an extra room. Okay, well, you've got a big lot because I've been to your house. What does it take to add on? And does that make sense? Right, you want to update your kitchen. Okay, cool. Why don't you, let me get one of my contractor buddies, let's do a FaceTime, let's walk through your house, and he'll say, you know what, in order to do this, send me a couple pictures of the type of kitchen you want to see. I'll tell you how much it's going to cost. And I can tell you it's going to cost about, $200 a foot to do the type of addition you want. How many square feet do you want to go do? And we'll tie it all in. And then I said, let me introduce you to my guy who does cash out refis. And let's see if that might be a better way to do it. You're sitting on equity. You might get a very low deal, refinancing into a different rate and make your rate relatively the same. But you got to go through a few months of aggravation and plans and architectural and construction and deal with that. Or why don't we do a little market analysis, figure out what your house is truly worth right now, see what your equity actually is in it, and then see whether houses already have a nicer kitchen and have an extra room, and then think about what it would take if you took your equity and rolled it into that home. What kind of payments would you have with the current low rates that you have right now? I said, so now you've got time. There's no rush. You don't have to do anything right now. But let's look at all your options. Number one, what's your current state if you were to fix your home? How much does that cost? Truly, like on a monthly basis. And number two, how much equity do you have, which of course I'll help you with. And then we'll figure out what it's going to cost to buy a new house. Send me a couple houses you want. We'll give it to the mortgage guy, run your credit, see what kind of loan programs you qualify for. And then you guys have a couple weeks at least to sit back and think, right? Chances are there's going to be more houses coming on the market. You're going to have more to choose from. So just relax and let's try to figure out what's best for you.
Sounds like you're a real estate counselor.
It's a life counselor, right? And real estate's part of that. And fortunately, everyone's going to have a lot of time right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, right after we're finished with this podcast, I'm going to do exactly what I just did. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. I'm going to go right into Facebook right after this, and I'm going to actually do exactly what I just did on my Facebook to all my friends and saying, look, here's something to be thinking about while you're captive in your home, blah, 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 blah. And then that may get comments, and I might get messages, and I might be able to send some business out to agents. And that's just as a model of what agents should be doing on their own. So I think if we lead by example and put this out there, then the agents start to see it. And then, we're very connected with our team, so we're going to keep pushing that. And to that point, what are we doing next week?
Oh, Next Level University. A Corona version of Next Level University.
Virtual version, for sure. Yeah.
And it's going to be very much like this, except we'll have a couple slides in the background too. But we're doing 3 days. And Monday from 10 to 12 is for newbies, right? Or 0 to 4 deals closed. So it's a whole different mindset. And many of them are going to fail if they don't get serious right now and start working.
And many of them are going to exceed, because this industry, we're going to see a lot of agents fail, which, is our dad's favorite theory, that when the market slows down, which the market is going to slow down. I'm not saying it's a recession by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to slow down, at least temporarily. And if you need money consistently, you might not have it. That's why we've been pushing for so hard to do so much while the times were good. The times are really good. We have 185 closings left to happen by the end of this month. And barring, the government shutting down or something, I think most of those are going to close. But thank God we put the effort in quarter one to get to this point, or we'd be in trouble. Now we got to focus on the deals right now to get quarter two off and running. And if you didn't have a backlog of business in quarter one, you might be hurting for a while. So more important, you don't start this tomorrow, you start it today. So anyway, back to Next Level. So 0 to 4 on Monday, 10 to 12, 5 to 11 on Tuesday from 10 to 12.
Yeah, deals 5 to 11 closed transactions in the last 12 months. It's
And
for
then
you.
day three.
And day three is top agents. At least a deal a month you're closing 12 plus deals. The reason why we separate it is the mindset's different, the skill set's different, and the action plan's different for each of those three people. So we're not blending them together. So you're going to pick your class and come on in, and we're pushing it out there. We'll put a link to that too. Puma, let's put that in when we post this.
Yeah, you got to sign up, so we give you the address to go to.
Yeah, it's going to be a Zoom meeting just like this, and be the three of us going through it with some slides in the background. So we're stoked about that one, because toot our horn for just a moment, right? This is including with Dad, right? We've got almost 50 years of this. We've got multiple market shifts, crashes, sideways issues that we've been through, got the ass kickings, emerged stronger every single time, right? So this is not a big issue. This is a serious issue. It's not a big issue. It's a temporary, serious issue that we have to actually really pay attention to. And guys, delete your Netflix account, please, right now. Just delete it.
Work from home does not equal vacation.
Delete it, turn it off, get rid of Disney Plus, get rid of Netflix for the next month, and stockpile, because it's harder. You're picking between needle in the haystack now, right, guys? You got to get in there and find out who really needs to sell, who really needs to buy, and you've got time. So if you're binging shit and complaining about your income, then I have zero sympathy for you right now. Okay? You need to work. You need to work right now very hard, because it's going to take much more effort to find the same number of transactions because of the people that don't have to buy right now. A lot of people on the sidelines, but a lot of people are not, right? So that's my biggest message right now, is if you don't take this seriously, you're going to be hurting.
I think that's what we need.
That's
I think, just to recap, a video from you with some calming message that goes to your entire text message database in your phone. I think you should set a schedule to release 10, 15, 20, 30 a day until you've exhausted that entire list. So I want to be tactical. And Puma, I think you're right. You should be commenting on the coronavirus post, being the calming person, asking something. So if you made a schedule for your work at home time to commit to, what'd you say, 15 things a day? 15 comments a day?
So we'll link it below, but go follow the daily marketing guide that we've done. Literally follow that. Just make the posts and the content be that calming voice that we've discussed. And the best part about that guide is when you're done, you're going to submit your email. We're actually going to send you a calendar invite with reminders that's going to put it on your calendar every single morning to remind you to go do these things.
Do this at 9 o'clock, do this at 10 o'clock. Then you can really be working from home.
Correct.
Otherwise, you're just at home.
That's right. Cool. Hey, just summary thought here, guys. It's all going to be okay. It all is okay. Reality is you only need 1 or 2 deals a month, most of you anyway, and they're out there. You just have to look a little harder than you used to, and you're fine. But turn off Netflix and get to work. Right?
We should play that Kenny Chesney song. Everything's going to be all right.
That's right. We'll have that be our intro song. But it is, guys. And if you need help, if you need being helped talked off a ledge, if you want to help get some talking points, reach out to all of us, any of us, anytime, as you do. And we got your back wherever you are, wherever you're working, doesn't matter. This is a time that we're all coming together. And that's why next level's for everybody, every company, every brand, any country, doesn't matter. We're all going through the same thing at the same time. We've been through a lot of this up and down, and we'll help you through. And you help your customers through, and we'll help you through. And we got it, guys. We're all going to be just fine.
Cool.
Thank you for watching. Reach on out, and we will talk with you later. Hopefully see you guys Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Thanks. Bye.
Correct. Thanks, guys.